What? Are you going to sue me for false advertising? Spacebar. I'm Nick Gregorio. Welcome to the Bar and Stars. Today we're talking No Man's Sky, but first we're sipping on that all sales final. We don't care if you like it, because we already got your money. All right, guys, I want to know. Do you believe No Man's Sky was falsely advertised?
Me?
We'll start with you, Steven.
Absolutely! By Sean Murray, but not by Hello Games.
Okay. Yeah. Mika, what about you?
Oh, I think it's definitely falsely advertised. Like, just look at the videos.
100%. All right, Phil?
I think it was, but I think some of the onus is on the people for watching it and going, oh my God, this is going to be something that is not capable on current hardware. Cool.
Yeah, I got to go with, it's not false advertising, it's just a disappointing game. There was a time when something wasn't good, and it might not have looked like the trailer, it might not look like the sample footage, and you got it, and you were like, oh, this just isn't a good game, and you let it go. But I don't know, are we in an age of entitlement right now? Where people need their expectations to be met or exceeded?
I think there is to an extent with media, because there's so much different media. I don't care if it's an app on your phone or a huge superhero movie. I mean, to make this about superhero movies, they start teasing those motherfuckers 18 months before they're released. Like that's like two babies. You could have two babies in the time that you see a trailer for something that, you know, a game or a movie comes out, and then you stew and you make it this thing, and they keep feeding you little bits.
Well, I mean, but No Man's Sky specifically. So there was recently enough people complain, right, on Reddit or whatever.
Yeah.
Just
There's
a
a
few.
lot.
Just a few.
Just a few.
Just a handful.
On top of getting their refunds, but that wasn't enough. They complained so much that the ASA, Advertising Standards Authority, went and investigated the company behind this, Hello Games. I mean, they're claiming that the ship flying behavior, the way the animals were supposed to move in packs, like water, all different terrain, space battles. I mean, in theory, you could have created your own galactic faction and battled. And
Trailer looked amazing. I think we all can agree on that.
Yeah.
Of course.
Trailer was supposed to be dope, but to me, this was like a OkCupid profile. And then you met it in person, and you're like, wow. I mean, technically that's a picture of you or that's a video of you, but that's not what you are.
You guys were like, we're playing this game, right?
I was very excited. I bought my PS4 for this game.
Damn.
I went in.
Super
for this
disappointment.
Game.
That is
super disappointment. But now I get my PS4 for other things. But it's like, I think it's also the internet has a hand in this, mostly because back in the day we didn't really have the internet to look up immediately what everyone else is saying about the game.
Yeah, it was word of mouth.
You just heard what your friends were saying about the game or what the guy at the game store was talking about, so you only
Or you read a magazine.
Or you read a magazine. Game
Informer.
Got it.
Is that choreographed, by the way?
Yeah, we did that on
3, 2, 1, and Game Informer.
But now you have the internet, so you get to go and see all these opinions even before the game comes out. So that kind of like sways you a little bit, and then it sways you after the fact. So you get a little more intense about it.
Yeah. Well, Steven, what did you think?
Well, no, I played it. Everyone here played it. Everyone in Machinima played it. And then I played it like a couple
Except
days
for me
afterward.
and Phil.
Yeah, right. But a couple days went by. I was like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna decompress. I'm gonna sit down. The first planet I went to, it was a buggy mess. I couldn't get out of the water. It was this whole thing, and I was like, okay, I'll restart it, and it happened again. So then I'm like, all right, games start out glitchy. Now it's kind of like the industry.
Especially
standard.
that big of a game.
Yeah.
You know, if you're.
It's kind of the
Give me
industry.
the galaxy, I can put up with a few bugs.
Yeah, exactly. So there was a part of me that's like, okay, for infinite galaxies, $60, totally fine. But then when you do compare it to the stuff that Sean Murray was saying, when you go on talk shows and say
That was
all
the
these things,
yesiest yes man I've ever seen.
My
Yes.
goodness.
He was like,
He
yes.
was on fucking Colbert again.
Yeah.
Like that is the level of hype that this got.
So you're trying to tell me you could become God? Yes.
That he's
No,
on a
I don't.
CBS, like the network
No.
for old people. Sean
Yeah.
Murray's on there with No Man's Sky behind him, and it's like, I'm like, that's when I was like, this game's gonna be the second coming.
Yeah.
That's a big friggin' deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Stephen Colbert's not clowning you. Like
No.
he's there, like talking to you like you're a
He
professional.
was genuinely interested. He's like, can you really do this? Oh my God, that's amazing. Like, yeah.
But the game was the trailer to me looked like a cross between like Skyrim and Battlefront.
That's what it was supposed to be
That's what it was
like.
supposed to be, with a little bit of like or maybe a lot of procedural in there, and you kind of get there and it's like fancy Minecraft in the way that
Yes.
like ketchup is fancy.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. No, some of the shots were like, it's like Jurassic Park in outer space.
Yeah.
But really what you got was like a petting zoo on a Lisa Frank binder.
And
You're
they,
like, oh,
they
God
kept
damn
saying
it.
they kept saying that the variation of planets and animals would be different. And while the color palette was different, you'd just go to a new planet, it'd be just as irradiated as the last
Dude, they all
planet.
look like dick butts too. They'd all be like, arf, 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 like bouncing on a scrot with a
small
nose.
arms, big heads. Yeah.
I got a big head and little arms.
I was like, what happened to the fucking
After-
Brachiosaurus?
Yeah.
They're like, well, we couldn't do that. What we have here is
This guy's nose looks like a
character
dick.
model
Ain't that
based
cool,
off
huh?
of-
In
Right?
the trailer, there was a full space battle. I'm like, all right, let's do this.
Dude,
I'm
there
gonna
was a
hop in my
fleet.
X-
There was an
Yeah.
armada that they were docking with.
Yeah.
Other docking. No other docking. And then,
And then the first time I got attacked, I was like, nope, I'm going back to the other planet. I
Yeah.
can't even see this ship because it was just.
I don't know about you guys,
Yeah.
but I don't want to explore primal planets. Like, there's 50,000 primal planets with. I'm like, I don't want to go to a planet with versions
More
of
than
dogs and
50,000.
goats running
It's
around.
like, was it like 5 quintillion or
It was
something
it was
like that?
around 5 to 8 quintillion.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Quintillion.
if you discover 100 planets a day, if every player discovers 100 planets a day for the next like 100 years, you won't discover all the planets.
Yeah. And his biggest thing was like, you could totally run into each other on other planets, but that's never gonna happen because there's so many planets. And then like the next day, that's exactly what happened. And they're like,
Yeah.
I can't find you. Like, where
Yeah.
are you, dude?
Yeah,
They
where are
streamed
you?
it.
Yeah.
They streamed it. 2 streamers streamed it. They were on the same planet.
And they
The
couldn't-
day cycles were off. And they were like looking at each other, and it's because they don't send the data to the servers constantly. They send it whenever you save. So I could save, it would send my data to the servers. My friend hasn't
Wow.
saved yet.
So there's no auto
So he would
save.
Wow.
save and load like while he's warping, and he would get my data then, but he wouldn't see me because he's only getting my past data. That is how it
That's-
happened. It's not multiplayer.
Well, and the kicker with that was the special edition boxes with the PEGI rating.
Yeah.
Had it was PEGI 12
Yep.
and it had the little network connectivity icon,
Yep.
and then
PEGI
when
12.
people got them, it was like PEGI 7, and they were like, "What the fuck is this janky, crooked shit?" And you scrape
could
it off your
peel off the
box,
sticker,
and
yeah.
there's the thing, and it's like a naked network. It's like, don't look like I used to be network
Like
connected.
a fun game.
Yeah.
Underneath. Like,
and,
oh.
and you're like, oh,
told you I changed.
And they claim, and I'm not saying this never happens that boxes get printed wrong or early, but
Yeah.
like those motherfuckers knew it was
Oh, yeah.
it was supposed to be way more live
Yeah.
than
Oh,
it
yeah.
was now.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knew. I mean, I remember when I first heard about this game, I was like, no way they pulled
Yeah.
this off. GTA in outer space. Like,
Because it was
no
going to be a
way.
space
Yeah, like, it was.
MMORPG, and
Yeah.
it didn't turn out anything like that.
The data resource aspect was way underplayed. It was like, if you want to mine, you can mine. Everyone's like, no, fuck that. Like, I want to
Yeah.
get in a dogfight and start a galactic empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can mine.
And they're like, and if you try to break in, you'll get attacked by all these sentinels, and you might die. But I would break into places, and I would do it so slowly. I wouldn't even attack the other sentinels. I didn't die. It took like 10 minutes for them to shoot me and kill me. It's not a
damn,
high
God,
stakes
that's
thing.
such a bummer.
So basically, the game sucks.
The game
When did
sucks.
mining become cool? Miners don't want to be miners. Like, people get buried in
They wanna
mines.
be saved.
And now, can you imagine?
Mines.
Can you imagine if we went to a coal miner in Kentucky in like 1895 and like everyone plays your shit now, dog? And he's like, what do you mean plays my shit?
You're
Like,
like,
everyone
dude.
goes into a cave and mines for fake shit. And he's like,
How many
I want to get
diamonds
out
are
of it. I'm 30. I look like I'm 110. Like, tell them to stop. Don't be a miner.
How long did it take you to mine diamonds? Took me like 5 minutes. I had sheets. I had hats
And I made the
on,
sword
bro.
out of it. And I made
I did it
keys.
while I was eating and I was naked, and he's like, "What,
What the fuck?
But it all kind of comes back to that point where they were giving out refunds, or
Yeah.
I'm sorry, retailers were giving out refunds, and that was the big deal.
Yeah.
I know Warner
TJ
Brothers.
Maxx, Ross, refunds.
Yeah, everybody.
No
I-
receipt, doesn't matter.
I know when the last Arkham came out on PC,
Yeah.
Warner Brothers had the mea culpa, and they were like, "We fucked up. This isn't a great playable game. We're refunding this. We'll fix it.
Yeah.
Here's some free Batman games in the meantime, and then we'll give it back to you."
They did it the right way.
But that was the publisher. All the retailers just saw the fucking the mob come with the torches. They're like, we got to give them their money back.
I want to circle back to false advertising. The point of advertising is to trick you into buying something you don't need, but you should really want. So how can we sue them for false advertising when they're just doing their job? The materials they had, the advertisers. Now, if you can separate the game itself from the person advertising it, they want the best materials possible to sell whatever product they have. They're like, if you're cutting a movie trailer, you're not like, give me like 10 dialogue scenes, a landscape shot. You're like, no, I want an explosion, I want a chase. And it doesn't matter if the movie's about an explosion or a chase. That's what you want to sell the product off of, the most enticing, intriguing moments. They took the whatever tech demo that they had of No
that-
Man's Sky, and they advertised.
That's what I think the problem is.
Yeah.
It's not. I
wasn't-
always get. I'll just get this on. You
go
can
for
go.
it.
But when you see like footage representative of gameplay, and that's when I'm like,
Yeah.
go fuck
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, and I think as audience members, we need to. It's when people tell me like, "Can you believe how beautiful this woman is on the cover of a magazine?" I'll never achieve that. I'm like, "Are you a fucking fool still? It's 2016. It's not real. Nothing
No.
on television is real. Nothing that's being advertised to you is real."
I'm
We
not
need
even
to just-
here right now. There's just
Exactly, it
it's
feels nice.
7 ferrets in a coat.
Where
That's
is
it.
he?
That's it.
But I mean, the fact that people are surprised that a game
That's why it
promising the galaxy could disappoint, and they're like, "Oh man, it's false advertising." Like, did you really think so though? Are we past that, the point where you have to be kind of a conscientious consumer?
I cut you off. I think.
No. I just feel like the thing is, I fully agree, and I feel like everybody's really entitled these days. You have the whole internet being like, "Well, I deserve the thing that I thought it was gonna be, even though
Yeah.
it doesn't." But there's a part of me that's like, okay, Sean Murray, once again, yes man, 2016. Just went out
Yes.
there. Yes. Just
And
went
you
out
just
there.
have like
yes.
a half smile.
Wait, hold
Yes.
on. Does No Man's Sky make Nana come
Yes.
back? He's like, yes, it does.
Yes.
Nana
Yes.
will. Your
Yes.
Nana will come back to
Back
life.
from the dead.
And here's the thing, but we
Can
also.
I find the cure to cancer in No Man's Sky? Yes.
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 But we got to take into consideration,
Theoretically.
in
Sorry.
my opinion, we got to take into consideration the guy was not ever probably meant to be in front of cameras.
No.
He's a developer. He sits in front of a
They
computer.
needed a PR
Yeah, they
person.
needed a guy to do that. So he's caught their deer in the headlights type situation.
Like Michael Scott a little bit.
Yeah, just like where.
A little bit. He is Michael Scott in those
Scott's
interviews.
Talks, where he offers them all laptops and tuition, and he gives them laptop batteries.
Yeah.
That's
But
what Sean Murray
that's-
did.
But like at the Colbert thing, like he's demoing the whole thing. Like he's on these stages, he's demoing this whole. That is the tech demo. So technically, that is the product that we're assuming we're going to see.
Yep.
That is not the product that ended up on the disc at the very end. That is not what we got.
If you know me, I love toys. And the toy industry, shut up, Cooper. And the toy industry has been selling false goods for as far back as I can remember. I've told a story on the show before. I wanted a Dino Rider. It shot lasers out in the commercial. I got it. It was a light bulb that blinks. Kind of
Bullshit.
It
bummed
was
me
like
out.
the Buzz
Bullshit.
Lightyear commercials in Toy Story.
Yes, it was
didn't
exactly
actually
like
fly.
that.
Not a flying toy.
But when you see the samples, that is not the final version. The final version, and there's, I guess, like, with the toys, we're just so used to it. The sample models are beautiful. They're hand painted. They're hand sculpted. The toy that comes on the shelf is like made
They
in
have to
some
mass
far off,
produce it with like
as
printing
cheap
machines.
as possible. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It seems
they
you
gotta
can
make a
cut
dollar.
your hand on it. But it's not, I mean, it's across everything. It's fucking fast food. You know, you see the commercial and you see the burger, and like there are literal times as an adult when I'm like, I'd eat that, and then you see the people post online, it looks like a fucking elephant tripped
There
and
is
fell
not a
on the
s-
goddamn burger.
There's not a single fish fillet sandwich that looks appetizing in person.
No.
In the commercial, I'm like, fuck yeah, fish
There's
They
not
fillet.
a
look like-
McRib that looks appetizing.
Did you know that
But
the,
a McRib, just close your eyes and eat it. It's like
McRib
a
is
blowjob. If you don't know
gray
who's
under
doing
the
it, it's still good.
sauce.
the
It's
monsters
gray
from
meat.
No Man's Sky, the aliens from No Man's Sky are McRib play of
exactly there. Yeah.
But it goes into movies, and like recently Suicide Squad, that was the big thing that the Joker.
It's bad.
It's bad every
You
time.
can't escape
It's
it.
fucking poltergeist around here, but Suicide Squad, the Joker, I think everybody, here's where I separate it. I don't think they oversold the Joker.
I don't think they oversold it.
They
either.
Because-
sold it just as is.
Just as is.
And you got it.
On the
and all
on
it's-
the big movie posters, he's like a ghost in the
cloud, yeah.
background.
Yeah.
He's like what is that? The Joker we're smelling
Well,
right
yeah.
now? And
He
fucking
was in that music video more than he was in the movie.
Oh
fucking
man,
God.
that
Purple
music video
Lamborghini.
was like, "Yo, what's up,
Fuck me.
1995?" It was like, "Hey, how you doing, 2016? Like, want to be in my video?" I was like, "Sure."
It's riding on a yacht. I can't get that out of my head.
I don't. The fact that Jared Leto showed up probably in character, like the buffoon he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
method as fuck, just like, okay, let's, and everyone's like,
I think he
you're gonna
slept.
have to.
So like,
He
play the
slept in-
music.
But
play
you know, the
music.
funny thing is, so did Rick Ross and Skrillex. Rick Ross was like, I'm a boss, I'm a boss, I'm a boss. Like, okay, we have a bunch of people that are delusional. Let's round them up in a strip club.
I think Jared Leto, like a eight-year-old who really likes their outfit for school, went to sleep the night before that video in costume, got touch-ups, and then came in. He's like, "Hello."
I don't want to grow up. I just want to act 30 for the rest of my life.
Unless the
Dude,
rest of
you're
my
40.
so-called life.
Oh,
Call back.
I mean-
Take that, Jared Catalano. We know your name. It's not the Joker.
Suicide Squad did this, but so did Drive. Drive did this.
They got
Their trailer-
sued too, right?
Yeah.
Or-
This lady was like, that wasn't the Fast and Furious, and there's a part of me that's like, no, come on. Ryan Gosling wouldn't do a movie like that. But if you do watch the trailer, you watch it and you're like, oh, this is gonna be amazing.
They
now,
use that Mustang chase scene for a lot of that
Yeah.
trailer.
No, don't get me wrong. Drive was an awesome
And then
movie.
the movie is him pining after this girl is taken, and then he gets it, and then
It's still a cool film,
But
in a way,
Yeah.
false advertising. And same thing with Sweeney Todd. There was no singing.
Sweeney
in the
Todd is a
trailers.
true ass culprit.
Yeah.
Because if you are a person that doesn't like musicals and you walk into a musical, a la, what's the one with what the heck? Dreamgirls. I walked into Dreamgirls thinking I'm getting a biopic from the 70s. I was
Yeah.
like, they're singing the whole movie? No. I was like, I was ruined. It was over.
but it's Beyonce.
I don't give a fuck.
Beyonce.
Yeah, that currency
big.
doesn't work.
Do I
right
look
here.
like my
I'm
wife?
sorry,
No.
yeah. That shit is real tough because like a musical is like I would rather hear like
That's a different-
profanity, like racist
That's
profanity.
like, well, where are we going tonight? I don't know. You're like, no, God damn
stop
it.
it.
I thought I was going to get a scene with dialogue.
A little flute comes in. I'm like, this
Didn't.
fuck, he's gonna sing.
Fuck.
How do we get out of this?
It's like that scene in Enchanted when it's just like everyone starts singing.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Does everyone knows this song? I don't.
Okay, guys, I hate to do this to you, but it's last call, final round. Who's someone that you would want to sue for false advertising? Steven, I'll start with you.
I mean, I wouldn't mind suing Sean Murray. I mean, like if he came out of hiding and was like, hey guys, sorry, I know I fucked up. I was just trying really hard to make Sony a lot of money and they put a gun in my head. I'd be like, all right, cool, you don't need to get sued. But,
Otherwise.
So you want an
otherwise.
apology?
It would be great if there was an apology. And honestly, if there was an apology from the person that was perpetrating this whole myth, I truly believe that a lot of people would be like, that's cool, dude, I get it. Like, that's what I...
Yeah.
What about you,
Yeah.
Mika?
This is a little newer.
Okay.
I would sue the person who made the movie Don't Breathe. That movie about the blind guy, they break into his house.
Yeah.
I just thought it was going to be a thrilling movie about them breaking into a blind guy's house and trying to like stay away because he's like a veteran of war. But no, there's some psychological fucked up shit in that movie.
Oh, so
Like,
it was
complete-
too hard.
So they oversold it, or like they undersold?
I don't want to spoil it, but if you want me to spoil it,
No, don't.
I don't
haven't
want to
seen
spoil
it.
it. I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
But
Now you
it's
make me
like-
want to see
There's
it.
a lot.
That is
Now
like
I'm
that is like
actually
the best
interested.
advertisement.
No, but it's like you do not expect it. It goes on for about 10 minutes, and the whole audience was squirming in their seats. I was just like, I don't know what.
Well, because it's done by the people at Evil Dead. That's the tip-off. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's just like,
yeah.
hey, try this new vegetable from Satan. And you're like, oh, well, maybe I should have fucking, what is it, a butt fuck cucumber? I don't know. Should I?
Yeah.
You bite into it and it
Yeah.
just crawls down your throat and pops
Comes
out of your
around.
ass. Like, ah!
Great movie. I would have liked a little warning.
Delicious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they came in
I-
soft. That's
Yeah,
so
they
weird.
came in soft. The
All right,
ending
so why
was
don't you
great.
come in hard all over
I'll
the
come in
table.
hard, real hard.
Come
quick. For me, it's every teaser trailer because that's what they do now. Whatever the cycle is, whether it's 2 years or 18 months, every big game, big movie, you come in and they show you a cryptic image of Doctor Strange's cape, or a bunch of bullshit that doesn't resemble the game, or some CGI of some, and you're like, this is nowhere near indicative of what the final product is. I don't care if it's a movie, a game, a serial, and that's the game now, and I fucking hate the way the game works. So I don't even watch teasers. I try not to watch trailers, so shit like that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Or we talked about Blizzard games, and you're like, that looks awesome, and you're like, beep boop, it's
Yeah,
a green
no,
circle
no,
with a guy
Blizzard,
in it.
that's World of Warcraft is the most disappointing cutscene to actual gameplay.
Gears of War does the same shit, by the way. The Gears of War trailers are fucking incredible, and they're like super heartfelt, and they've got all that amazing music, and you're just
like,
like,
duck, shoot,
okay,
duck,
that's
duck,
amazing.
duck, shoot,
and then the
duck,
entire
shoot.
and then the entire game is just revive me, and you're like, calm down.
And it's like him and his Siamese twin, the wall that he's fucking leaning on half the game. It's like press 8. I didn't get the surgery yet.
I will say who I would sue, and I'm going real nerdy with this, but Wave 1 Marvel Legends that Hasbro made. So Marvel Legends was we're
Toys.
talking toys, we're talking action figures.
Do you have a lot of toys?
I love toys. Toy Biz did Marvel Legends, which is probably the best toy line that was ever created.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Absolutely.
Awesome sculpts, awesome paint jobs, likeness, ton of accessories. Hasbro takes it over, and Hasbro's a heavy hitter. Hasbro has Star Wars, Transformers, and everyone's like, okay, we're gonna get like the proper predecessor to this line. And the first wave was like, the plastic was warped, like the likenesses were off, the scale was off from figure to figure. There was no accessories, the paint apps were awful, and that was one of those, if you can imagine, that would be like your favorite TV show getting reinvigorated after like 10 years or something like that, and coming back and
Like they're doing with
Arrested
MacGyver right now? Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Arrested
They
Development.
fuck
and
it
then
up.
you get Arrested Development
Yeah.
on Netflix. No, but it was such a disappointing I guess, like, take on it. And they've gotten better, but we still haven't gotten back to that point in action figure history.
Oh.
All right.
I do have to ask, as someone who doesn't share an office with you, how many, like, not just Batmans, like as a whole, would you say that you have on your desk right now?
Animated series, the one that I painted of the
Can we just
BVS
have like an overall
Batman.
number?
I'm counting them. Relax.
we bring
Robin,
next time?
he counts, part of the Bat family. Catwoman
Which
from
Robin?
the animated series.
Was it Carrie?
Animated series.
Hey, Steven, he might need both of your hands. There are so many toys in the office. When people come
30th
in, they fall
anniversary.
over and he gets mad at them.
Someone messes with them. I know it's one of yous. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Let's recap what we've learned. Stephen Ford says that everyone here at Machinima got to play No Man's Sky. Talk about false advertising. We here at Primer asked to play, and they just gave us a Game Gear and said to get lost. Like, scram, old men. Mika Midget said she bought her PS4 just so she could play No Man's Sky. Could you take it back to the store for a full refund? Sean Murray says, yes, 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 yeah. Yes. Phil Arrigo hates the false advertising in every single trailer he sees. Something must have rubbed off, though, because earlier today he said he wasn't drinking on Spacebar, but I'm pretty sure he's about 7 drinks deep.
I'm not trying to get your daughter taken away, but these paranoid delusions about someone knocking his toys over, I just don't know if she's in a safe place.
I don't trust so many people here. As for me, Nick Gregorio, well, it finally happened. Today on the show, I used the term dick butt non-ironically. Somewhere, Chloe Dykstra just got her wings and her dog threw up in our office.
The dog will throw up a lot, guys.
That's it for Spacebar. Tune in next week when we have Catherine Zeta-Jones, Chris Pratt, and the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Bottoms up, asses out, the Spacebar is closed.
Oh, it's false advertising. He lied. Please don't get mad at us. Cringe.
No, Chris Pratt's a good friend of mine.
Oh, yeah?